Shalom. I'd like to start by saying first and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS, the true leaders and elders of Israel today on earth, whether you receive that or not. All right. And salutations to you, Akim, out there on the four corners of the earth, whether you're in GMS or not, but are staying true to the doctrine, because that's what it's all about, man. GMS is just a name, but it is a standard. And if you're part of it, you're supposed to uplift a certain level of standard. All right. And it's amazing to me how many men out there, well, you know what? A lot of you are not men at all. All right. Who learned under the elders, publicly called upon the apostles and the elders as being the men of the Lord. Learn from them. And then you turn around and you backbite and you lie and you come with accusations and have no proof of anything and make these disgusting, pathetic videos that are not uplifting to Israel at all. Okay? They're not uplifting. They're not edifying. Quite frankly, you look like a bunch of, for lack of a better word, a bunch of bitches, man. It's like watching hip-hop wives or something. What the hell is wrong with you, man? You guys, man, the Most High. Hey, you know what? If King David were alive, man, all right, if he were in the flesh, if this was the ancient time, you dudes, man, he might have had y'all put to death, man. Okay, it's literally disgusting. The behavior that I'm seeing was from men who were once brothers, man, or supposedly men. Like I said, they're not being men at all, man. But let me, I just had to get that out because this is sick. It's sick. But this is Luke, the 21st chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 8. Okay, because we're coming into dire times, and you guys that are making all those ridiculous, unedifying videos that waste all your time doing research on things that are not important. All right. The things that are not edifying to the uplifting of the nation of our people, man. Okay, because that's what this is supposed to be about. Because it's obvious that you want some. Okay, Salakia. This is Luke 21 verse 8, and he said, "Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear of wars, commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by." All right, so it's getting close because it's not here yet, because the chip isn't being forced, but the stage is being set. So we're just one, just one catastrophe, one event away from all hell breaking loose, man. Okay, it says, "Then said he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." That is happening. "Great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sights and great signs shall be there in heaven." And that's happening now like never before. There's been more earthquakes in the last 10 years than ever before in the history of mankind. You're having more strange things happen in the heavens in the form of solar eclipses, comets, all kind of weird things, blood moons. Okay, you just having all these strange things happening to the heavens like never before, man. Okay, different diseases and pestilence, some of them man-made. All right, but it's happening like never before at the same time that the prophecies are being fulfilled. That being the difference. All right, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you and deliver you up to the synagogues and to the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So not for the name of Christ. Okay? Some of us are going to get snatched up, including some of you guys who doing these blasphemous things against the men that you learned from. And you're going to end up getting snatched up into the same camps and the same places that they're going to go. Difference is that they're going to be delivered out of that. Okay? And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and a wisdom which all your adversaries should not be able to gainsay nor resist. Which that particular scripture is in my prayers every day. Because we are going to have to speak before them. Okay? And ye shall be betrayed both by parents, brethren, and kinfolks, and friends. And some of you shall be caused to put to death. And that was the point to what I was getting to. Because you men, we are being betrayed. The men of GMS are being betrayed by their own brothers, man. Being slandered by their own brothers. Going to be turned in by their own brothers, man. Because, you know, when I first came into this truth and woke up to this, all right, when brothers that once stood with me and stood with the apostles and the elders, and now against the brothers and the elders, these are some of those men. This is what it was talking about. I thought it was talking about my sisters, my cousins, you know, 2/3 that was in the world with me. But this is talking about men who supposedly wore garments and stood on the line. They're gonna turn brothers in, man, and there will be a recompense for that, man. The Lord gonna get you, man. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. All right. What has Apostle Rakar or Apostle Tahar done to be hated of you men who learn from them? All right. When you were wrong, they chastise you. All right. But if a father chastises them, who his son, who he loved, man. All right. Some of you guys can't take rebuke. You get called out on some wickedness you done, and it's always a yeah, brother, but. A yeah, brother, but. And I've seen that and been through that. It's always a but. You do wicked, man. Man up and admit to it and keep it moving. The scripture said, righteous man falls 7 times, man. 7 is just a number of completion. Okay? But when you have that desire and that spirit to just want to do right, man. Look, even the Apostle Paul himself, man, he was a murderer of his own people, man. But yet he still was of the elect. It's clear of that now. He didn't know that then. But he did the work above and beyond the call of duty because he was terrified of the recompense, man. Some of you brothers aren't showing that you terrified of the recompense that can be given to you by Yahweh Basham Never Shot, man. You're going to pay for that. Okay? It says, but there shall not an hair of your head shall perish. So some of us going to be delivered out of that. And Yahweh willing, not one of them. You know? Abaratazak, the apostles, are, you know, for all the labor that they've done. They're going to be delivered out of that. All right? In your patience possess ye your souls. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. And believe me, these stormtroopers are going to surround all of Israel, man. Including you scoffers, man. Including you castaways, you guys who walked away. All right? Where's your covering now? Then let them which are in Judea flee into the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter therein too. Because, Marshall, you're not going to be able to go to and forth, man. These states and these cities are like little small countries, man. You're not going to be able to go to and forth and go back and forth. When this thing goes down, wherever you are, that's where you're going to be stuck for the most part. It's going to be no interstate transport of prisoners and people back and forth. You get stuck off in Indiana, you're going to be in Indiana. You get caught up in Illinois, you're going to be in Illinois, in whatever state that you're in, man. All right? But for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be a great distress in the land, and wrath upon these people, man. All right? So you brothers who being wicked, who having small children, you might have sealed the death of your own child, man, your own children, man. Because the scriptures say, hey, woe unto them, man. Got these pregnant women that's walking around having babies, man. At this time, when all these things are happening, okay. As a matter of fact, when I see pregnant women, man, I kind of feel sorry for some of them, man. When they jake, It's like, man, because I know that baby is being born. It's either one or two things is going to happen, man. That child is being born just to be judged. All right? And that child is either of the elect or of the 2/3, man. And it's more 2/3 than it is of the elect. Okay? It said, but warn to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and a wrath upon the people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Now that was, specifically speaking of the diaspora. And when we got scattered and sold into slavery to the four corners of the earth, man. That's how you know who the Israelites are. That there's no way impossible that it could be the people that are over in the land of Israel today. All right? Because they didn't get put in chains and get carted around the world and sold on auction blocks. It didn't happen to them. As a matter of fact, they were the ones doing it. Right, the good ship Jesus, which was one of the first ships, to take people into slavery. So how is a ship to take you into slavery going to be the name of your Savior, man? You stupid niggas in the world that still want to hold on to that name. The letter J was not created before 1634. That's when the letter J was brought into the English language and being used on a regular basis. Prior to that, it was not, and that's a historical fact. Okay, so that cannot and is not the name. So you people that follow CAI, the Christian American Israelites, formerly known as IUIC, you people need to wake up, man. That's who you should be making videos against. All right, all the things happening in the world, and you coming against the men that put their lives and their freedom on the line, standing there facing the enemy. Standing in the gates facing the enemy. And you coming against them. With all this wickedness going on in the earth. And that's all you can find time to do. Is sit up and sound. That's that bitch Edomite shit, man. That's what Esau does. Sit up and soundbite people. And collect videos and images. All right. And then try to. For example. Every time they show. Welfare recipients and people violating the welfare laws, they show you Jake, mostly Judah. When it is a fact that it is more Edomites, more so-called white people on welfare than it is Jake, man. You can look up the scales on it. Huffington Post put out a graph, a scale on it. You could Google that and find it, man. All right, and the most food stamp fraud and things of that nature is done by so-called white people, but yet they're not the ones paraded all up and down the television screen. Well, that's what certain brothers are doing, man. They're doing the same thing that Esau does, except they're doing it to men who do the work of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that are trying to uplift, edify the elect, man. Death is going to come to you for that, man. Verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity and the sea waves roaring, and that's happening. Men's hearts failing them for fear, and looking after those things which are coming on earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with the power and great glory, pursuant to Jeremiah 4:7, man. The destroyer of the Gentiles, man. He's not coming to save everybody. And guess what? He's coming to save you too. He coming to save the elect and destroy you 2/3, man, with a sword of destruction, man. All right. Now I'm gonna try and get into the lesson. The lesson was supposed to be about sighing and crying here in America, but Jacob, man. But it was heavy on my spirit, man. Watching all these videos with these brothers who are doing these wicked acts, man. Coming against the men that they learned from, man. It's like I always use the example, man, of when you watch the Kung Fu movies, how you always had that badass student, man, who disrespects everything that the teacher, that the master taught him, because he wants to be master, man. All right, and he comes back and fights against his own brethren, against his own teachers, you know, and just does all this wickedness, man. You men's are turncoats and sellouts, man. That's like that gang shit, man. Well, that's how a lot of these gangs. For a lot of these gangs in Chicago, they started off as 1 or 2 gangs, and they split into all these fractions. All right, this we the people of the Lord, man. The hell is wrong with you dudes, man? Disgusting. All right, let me go to Isaiah real quick, because I was on the bus, man, listening, and the bus was kind of empty. It was only like 2 or 3 people on, man. Me, an older Judite woman, a young Northern Kingdom sister, and a young Judah brother from Judah that was sitting in the back. It was 4 of us on the bus, man. Okay, and all 3 of these people I see on the bus, you know, often, because the young brother, we done had conversations, because he always, you know, say what's up to me every time he see me, because I dropped some knowledge on him, and obviously, you know, he ain't never forgot it. But the sister on the bus was complaining about these elections and how it was the stupidest thing she's ever seen, and she's never seen anything like this in all her years. And this was a much older sister, much older than myself, man. And I'm not the youngest of the brethren. Okay? But she was complaining and sighing and crying, but yet still believing in Egypt, man. This is Isaiah 30. Woe to the rebellious children that say of Lord, and they take counsel, but not of me, and a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add to sin. So speaking of those 2/3 in the world, man, they trusting in this government that does nothing but oppress them, man. Look at that documentary. The 13 is out right now. Okay, if that's not enough evidence that this government is not for you, I'm watching it, and all these supposedly educated Negroes, so-called, that are on this show that are complaining about, it's like, look, can you not see that this is not for you? I forget the doctor's name. There was a brother, older brother, with full of white hair, white beard, with the locks in it, with the wicked dreadlocks, but his spirit was righteous. When he said that he came to the determination that the problem, the cancer of the earth, the problem was the so-called white man, was the Edomite. But these so-called educators can't figure that out. You're looking for justice for someone who's not going to give justice to you. Justice means to pay back. That's justice. Justice means I get to do to you what you've done to me. I get to take from you what you've taken from me. You're not going to get that in this society. Verse 2. They walked down into Egypt, have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And that's why you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you tribes out there, are so damn confused, because you trusting in America, which demonstrates draconian law against you at the very highest. Right? One of the brothers in the camp brought that out. Okay? And if you don't know what draconian law is, basically draconian law is when the Edomites, the elites, get the very least wrath of the law, and then Jacob gets the most extreme punishment of the law. Right? Like, for example, you got Hillary Clinton, as Christopher Green calls of AMTV, Hitlery Clinton, because all the people that was involved in that, what is it called, Whitewater scandal or whatever, 30-something people, man. All the people who could speak, who could talk about what happened. It's funny that they're all dead. All the people that was involved in this scandal with her emails and what happened in Benghazi, they're all dead. Anyone and everyone who threatens to speak against Hillary Clinton ends up dead, but somehow that stays out of the mainstream media. Okay? Donald Trump is being accused of being a rapist by multiple women, yet he's still able to run for president. Hillary, all these people around her that could speak against her all end up dead, man. That's like 40 plus people that's dead that all were in a position to give up information on the Clintons. Bill Clinton was the one who signed into law all these wicked ass child support laws. They got Jake all screwed up, me being one of them. All right? That ruins your credit. That destroys you, man. Takes away all your licenses so you can't do business anymore. Okay? He signed that into law. He also signed into law all these different laws, that 3-strike law, which created a prison population that's ridiculous, man. Watch the 13, man. Meanwhile, he signed all these laws into place, and he has a son out there with a so-called black woman. So he's got this dark-fleshed Edomite son that he still don't claim, that he hasn't spent a penny on. He hasn't spent one dime on, man. But yet he passed the laws that allowed you nigger women, you spigger women, to help destroy your own people, man. To make it where a man can't even be a man in this society. Bill Clinton did that. All right? So you people trust in Egypt, man. And there's a double standard there. Because Bill Cosby, look what they did to him when he got accused of rape. But Donald Trump gets to run for president. But you people still love and believe in this place, man. You're going to die in this place. Okay? Another thing of draconian law, I have to mention this, man. Because this all happened over within the last 6 months. That was 3 different rape cases. First rape case was with a Edomite. This Edomite college student ended up having a judge. I think he was a Stanford student. The judge on his case was also a Stanford alumni. A girl that was drugged and passed out, he ran up in her. All right? The girl was upset. You know, you ran up in her without her permission. That's kind of like rape. Unlawful sex. He ended up getting 6 months. That got reduced to 3 in probation. Okay? That's what happened to the so-called white man, the son of Esau. Son of Jacob, a so-called black man. Okay? Committed the very same crime. They gave the boy 25 years. They didn't give a damn that he was young and he was a college student with a bright future ahead of him and all this. It gave him 25 years. Add insult to injury, it happens again with another Edomite who did it to 2 girls that were passed out drunk. He got no time at all. Because the judge said that he would not survive in prison. So, but Jake could handle prison. He can go to prison for 25 years. Which was privately owned by so-called white people. Investors and stockholders. So they got 25 years of free labor. They get paid. Why you think there's so many Jakes in prison, man? And the main ones that support these sort of programs and these sort of laws that get passed is the so-called nigger woman. The so-called black woman. Right? And close behind it is a damn spigger woman. They support their enemies. They support Egypt, which destroys their own people, man. It's like going and becoming a cop. You basically just joined the slave patrol, man. They wore the same badges. Google it. Do a little bit of research. Watch 12 Years Slaves, how he sung about the Patty song. How the Patty gonna get you? The Patty wagon. Slave patrol. That's all the police are, was the new slave patrol. And they created laws, and they enforce laws only in Negro and Latino neighborhoods. That's why the jails are so full of them. Even though statistically, just like Edomites make up the main people that are on welfare, they're the main ones that do drugs too. But you drive through neighborhoods here in Chicago, you don't see Edomites getting bent over the hood of their cars, getting their pockets ran through by the cops. Because they do that in black and Latino neighborhoods, man. So-called. Okay? But it's just bread and circus, man. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture, man. By these Edomites. This is Psalms. And, and I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a short, precise lesson. But in light of all these wicked videos that are going up, man, I was kind of angry. So, Salakia for that. This is Psalms 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men. All right? Neither are they plagued like other men. So these Edomites, man, They don't have that pressure that Jake has when they're driving. When the cops drive beside them or behind them. They don't even, you got your license, you got you have all your documents, you got your insurance, everything is in order, but you still get this nervousness when you're a son of Jacob. And Esau doesn't know what that's like. But you will. You will. All right? I'm going to jump down to verse 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. That's Psalm 73 and 8, by the way. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Okay? So Esau is just completely and totally wicked, man. Meanwhile, all these things are going on, man. World War III is kicking into full gear. Every day more and more things are happening, man. All right? Rome is falling. And the bread and circus distractions are only going to work for so much longer, man. UFC, all right? The NBA, football, you know, the World Series, all that stuff is a distraction for what's going on. Technology, the video games, it's all a distraction, man. All right? Because America is getting to the point where it's supporting ISIS. It's supporting the very terrorist groups that it supposedly was destroying. They stopped calling the Talmud, and started calling moderate rebels now. So you went from being a Talmud that we had to destroy, the Taliban, Salakia. I meant to say the Taliban. You went from being the Taliban to being moderate rebels. Okay? Russia was over there annihilating the terrorists in Syria. But America didn't like it because those are their proxy armies. Because they want and then they put up all these lies about Bashar al-Assad, which they have no proof of. Okay? And now you got China and Iran in the mix, man. You got attacks on Yemen, which is backed by Iran. So this thing is getting ready to go down, man. You got bombing campaigns going on in Iraq again, and bombing campaigns going on in Yemen, man. I think that it's in Mosul is where they're going on in Iraq, and that was the ancient city of Nineveh right there, man. Okay? That was the ancient city of Nineveh. All right? So, you brothers out there that are doing all this wickedness, hey, just stick to the scriptures and edify Israel. All right? With that, I'm going to say, Shalom.